Hello everyone, Michelle here, and I am going to be taking you through a workout using our Pilates ball or fit ball, whatever you know it as. So that's all you'll need for this workout, and let's go ahead and get started. And also full body workout, so we're going to work you head to toe, get you going. All right, to start, we're actually going to start with a little bit of roll down and some side bending, really warm up into the spine. So we're going to start with your feet about hip width distance apart, toes are facing forward, and before we even move, let's just roll those shoulders back a couple times, bring them up to the ears, bring them down, roll them forward a couple of times, just get some movement in there, maybe bounce them up and down a little bit, and we'll go for a roll down. So we're going to hold the ball, we're going to tuck the chin, and we're going to start to roll down one vertebrae at a time toward the earth, bending the knees when you need to bend the knees, especially to support the low back, maybe using the ball to place your hands if you need that support, if you can't quite get to the earth. Just hanging out here for a moment. We're going to start to rise up. So you're going to hold on to that ball, tuck the pelvis, pull the belly in, and start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow and controlled. And you're back up to standing. Let's do it again. Tuck that chin. Roll it down. Take your time, feeling every little muscle in the body moving as you're going through this. Bend those knees about halfway maybe. Bringing that ball down and just let the head and neck relax. Maybe shake the head yes and no. Just loosen it out a little bit. And we'll start to roll back up, stacking each vertebrae. Belly is pulling toward that spine. You're using your core. Coming up, let's do one more of those. Tuck the chin, roll it down. Using even more control as you get going. Maybe going a little bit deeper into your hamstring stretch once you get toward the earth. Maybe play around with the space. Maybe bring the ball forward a little bit. Stretch the shoulders. It's your space. Do whatever feels good here. And then we'll start to roll up. Nothing wrong with exploring movement. We want you to be creative sometimes. Roll the shoulders back. Good work. Let's take the ball to your right hip. And I like to have my wrist right here on the ball and my arms straight. Feet are still hip width. If they need to be a little wider to support your back, great, go for that. From here, we're going to take a little lateral flexion. So our left arm's going to come up and the ball is going to go down the thigh. As we come back up, let's flip the palm the other way. Maybe gaze down and the ball will ride up the leg. Flip the palm toward the way you're going and then lean down. Flip the palm toward the way you're going again and come up. Let's do two more. Reaching up, nice lateral stretch. This should feel nice. You don't have to go super deep with it if you're not ready. Let's hold the stretch now. Coming up and over, hold the stretch, press into the ball for support, press your hips away from the ball, maybe rotate your rib cage up toward the ceiling, maybe gaze up, you can gaze down. Like I said, play around with the movement, whatever feels good. Coming back up and simply switching sides, bringing that ball over to the left hip, getting that wrist on there. So I have a watch on this one. It's kind of where your watch is, if that's a good indication for where it goes. It's on the hip here. We're going to reach up. Palm is always facing the way that you're moving. And so when we move back up, our palm's facing away. In this sequence it is, at least. Not like every single time, but in this sequence it is. Over and back. I know I've probably mentioned it before. I love lateral flexion. It's something that we all need. It's one of the best ways to get a stretch into your back. And for us, those of us that have to sit all day, this is an excellent way to start to counter some of that damage that sitting can do to your back. So if you notice your low back hurting, this is an excellent thing to do. Go ahead and hold it here. And even us Pilates teachers need it too. We're not doing Pilates all the time. Press your hips away from the ball. Really get that nice stretch. If you want to gaze up, rotate the ribs. That's going to add to this. So just remember that. And coming back up. Excellent. Let's go ahead and take the ball behind you, and we're just going to do a little bit of a back extension. So we're just going to open up. So I'm going to turn to the side. So you're just grabbing the ball, and you're just pulling a nice, gentle stretch here, opening the chest. Maybe the gaze is lifted. Good. Now we're going to start to gaze down and lift the ball up a little bit, and then gently gaze up and bring it down. So just do a couple more of those. Kind of like a slow head nod. So you're being really, really cognizant of your neck here. So no yanking anything. Last one here. Hold it up there and go ahead and bring the head neutral, pulse the ball up. 8, 7, you'll feel some work. 5, good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good. All right, so just one more thing in our warm-up here. We're gonna do a little bit of a squat sequence. So, and we're gonna work our inner thighs. Your feet are gonna be hip width apart and the ball is gonna go between your thighs. So it is a little weird getting it in there, not gonna lie, but you're gonna squeeze it in the thighs and really squeeze it. So if it takes you a second to get it there, that's totally fine. But with the legs hip width, you'll feel your inner thighs like, oh, here I am, pretty much right away. Excellent. So from here, we're gonna squat down. You're probably not gonna go excruciatingly far down, which is totally fine. You're gonna come up, squeeze the ball with your thighs. Squat back, kind of like a mini squat, because if you go too far, you might lose the ball. Squeeze the thighs and come up. So you want to squeeze your butt pretty hard when you come up. So we're not really going fast with these on purpose. Squeeze. Let's do 4 more here. So you remember you're sinking the weight back into the heels. Squeeze, because we want those knees on top of the ankle. So I'd rather you lean back more than lean forward. Trust yourself. Squeeze. Last one. We're gonna go down and we're gonna squeeze. Good. Okay, so we're gonna hold it down and we're gonna pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and squeeze. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, 1. Come down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and squeeze. 4. Squeeze the ball. 3. Like you're gonna pop it. 2, 1. 2 more sets. 4, 3, 2, 1, come up, squeeze. 4, 3. So your butt's gonna kind of squeeze together too, so it's squeezing like that. Come back in 4, 3, 2, 1, come up for 4, 3, 2, 1 for 2. Squat 1, 2, come up for 1, 2. Squat down for 1, 2, and squeeze for 1, 2. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and done. Nice work. Take the ball out, shake it out, maybe prance it out on the feet a little bit. If you need to loosen up in any way, side to side, whatever works. Great work. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our workout. So we're going to do some ab work to start. We're going to start on our back. So I'm gonna get onto the back here, getting ready for that abdominal work. So we're gonna start off a little bit gentler, and we're gonna start to amp up the, build up the ante. There you go, up the ante with the abs. So for this first one, we're gonna take the ball between the knees, squeeze the ball between the knees, and your feet are a pretty good distance away from the glutes there. We're gonna bring the arms out in front of you, and we're gonna start to pelvic tuck or pelvic curl down a little bit. So press the kidneys back, tuck the pelvis under, hold before your feet lift. So you want to keep the feet down. Inhale here, and then exhale to pull yourself back up. Let's do 3 more of those. I like to inhale, prepare, exhale to move. Once you get down now, inhale, prepare, exhale to move. So we'll do 2 more of those. Keep a little squeeze in the ball. Coming down. I actually think this is kind of supportive for me with the squeeze in the ball. It helps my back a lot. Coming up, but you are getting those inner thighs. You're gonna hold it down. In your challenge point, you're gonna open the right arm out to the right and gaze toward it. Hello. Back to center. Open toward the left. You should feel the abs shaking. Back to center. Maybe go a little deeper. Open. We're gonna do 4 total. Center. Open. Center. Here's 3. Open. Center. Keeping the hips quiet. Last one. Open. Center. A little deeper. Open. Center. Hold. And coming all the way up to seated. Very good job. All right, let's come onto the back. Let me go ahead and come onto the back here. Roll down nice and slow. And the ball is gonna go back between those knees again. I don't really know why I took it out, but sometimes I just want to give myself a little break. So ball's between the knees, you're squeezing it in. We're gonna go into our hundreds. So for this, there's a couple options you can do. For a little bit more beginner, we're gonna keep the feet on the floor and go here. For a little bit more advanced, we're gonna lift those feet up to tabletop with the ball squeezing. I will say, if you normally have back issues doing that kind of stuff on the mat, the ball squeezing is totally gonna help you. So you might actually really like it. So I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna bring my legs up. We're gonna get ready for that 100. We're gonna do it together. We're gonna inhale, and here we go. We inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got it. 2, 3, 4, 5. 40, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 60, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little higher, 2, 3, 4, 5. 72, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 80, almost done. 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 92, 3, 4, 5. Lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 100. Nice work. Hug those knees in for a moment. Good. Little warm up for the core, because unfortunately it's not necessarily going to get easier from there. We're going to go into some real familiar Pilates ab exercises, but using the ball. So the first one we're going to start with is going to be our single leg stretch. So the single leg stretch, this one is actually, I think, can be really confusing. So I'm going to try and go through it in a most non-confusing way that I can. So you can stay lowered if you need to, but if we can, we're going to lift up into that C curve and that crunch, gazes down. Your left leg's going to be long and your right leg's going to be up. The ball goes under the leg. You switch, it goes under the leg. You switch under the leg. So it's going to go under the leg from the outer thigh as you switch. It looks really complicated and funky, but it's actually not that bad once you get into it. So we go under. So try to speed it up. Little coordination. So outer thigh goes around the outer thigh, goes around the outer thigh. Good. Between. There you go. You got it. We've got 8, 7. Crunch up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax for a moment. Very good. If you got it, great. If not, took me forever to get that. Don't worry. Moving on to our double leg stretch. Well, how that's going to look is we're going to start kind of in a little ball here. The ball's on your shins. That's your exhale. We inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come in. So it's a little modified. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come in. We've got 8. So this is 3. Belly pulls to spine. Support your back. 4. Gaze down at your belly to protect your neck. 5. You got it. 6. And in. 7. And in. Last one. 8. And in. Good. Release for a moment. Getting ready for our crisscross. So this is another one where you're going to go to the outer thigh when you turn. So we're going to get ready to do that. So we're going to crunch up. We're going to go to the outer right thigh, back to center. Outer left thigh, and you reach back to center. Reach back to center. Reach back to center. Good oblique work. So we got 3, center, 3, center. Yeah, we're going to do 8 total. So really reach, stay lifted, reach. If you can't take breaks when you need it. Reach, center, reach, center. This is 6 and 6. Almost there. 7 and 7. Now we got the last 1 on each side, 1 on each side, and coming down. Very nice. All right, so got another ab exercise here. We're going to take the ball between your ankles, and your arms are going to come up. So from here, you're going to reach up, you're going to grab the ball, and you're going to come down. You're going to reach up and place the ball, and you're going to come down. So legs are up toward the ceiling to start. So we'll do one more like that, and I'll show you how to challenge it a little bit. Reach. So to challenge it a little bit, your legs are going to come down a little bit. So you got to reach up a little further, and that's going to be a little harder. So play with it how you want. Here, we've got 2 more. So maybe the legs come down a little bit. And up. Last one. Reach. And up. Good. All right. So we're going to do one more ab exercise, and it's going to be centered in our focus on our low abs and a little bit of inner thighs. So pay close attention to where the ball goes. This is another kind of confusing one at first. So the ball's going to go on the front of your left foot, and then the back of your right foot is going to smush it. So the right heel is on it, and the top of the left foot is on it. So you've got this kind of cross-legged situation. Up to you if you want to keep your head down. If you're ready for the challenge, you're going to hold that chest lift. Arms can be down, they can be behind the head. You're going to lower the legs about 45 and then bring it up. Yep. We're only going to do 4 because we got to do both sides. Up, lower, and up, lower, and up. Go ahead and hold it at 45, and we're going to drive a little bit. So you're going to rotate to the right and back to center. So it's kind of like you're driving the ball. And center. We've got 4 more. And 3. Lift up a little higher. And 2. Last 1. And release. Go. Switch sides. So it goes on the top of the right foot, and then the left heel smushes it. So your inner thighs are already going to work a little bit holding this. So let's get right to it. Crunching up if you're crunching up. We lower and we lift. We lower. Elbows wide if you've got them behind the head. Lower and lift. Last one. So when you come in, you exhale. Exhale. Hold it down there. And redrive. You can see it a little better angle. So you kind of go out to the side and back to center. Out to the side and back to center. We've got 4. Gaze down if you're lifted. 3 and 2 and 1. Bring it down. Nice. Release. Bring the knees side to side. Very good. A little bit of ab work for you there. So we're going to do some back extensions, stretch out our abs a little bit. So we're going to come onto the belly. I'm just going to face this way here, and the ball is going to go like right between the girls, basically on your chest. So we're going to put it underneath the chest. You just kind of got to get it in a good spot. And to be honest, it should feel pretty good. You're going to bring your arms in front of the ball, kind of like a Sphinx pose here, and it's a nice supported extension. So I think this feels great. I could be here all day. I personally have my feet about hip width versus together, because I get that compression in my lower back when they're together. It just doesn't feel good for me. So you gotta play with what feels good for you. Let's play around with the movement here. So we're gonna start to come forward into flexion, and then we're gonna inhale to come up into extension. So you're gonna kind of squeeze the shoulder blades to lift. So your shoulder blades are gonna come apart as you come down, and as you come up, they're gonna lower and squeeze together. Let's do 2 more. Lower down, shoulder blades separate. Inhale, you come up and they lower and squeeze together. Last one. And then we're going to come up and hold it here. And we're going to go into a little bit of swimming. So we're going to lift those legs and start to paddle the feet here. Paddle the feet. Paddle the feet. Staying here, maybe the arms reach forward and we paddle the arms. Paddle the arms. Let's do it for 16, 15, 14, 13, and 8, 7. I kind of lost count in my head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release for a moment. Interlace the hands at the sacrum. Coming up and get a nice little stretch here if you want to lift the legs. Little locust pose maybe. Good. And we're going to come into a child's pose to reset. So you can use the ball as a little bit of a lever here. So bringing the knees in if you can. Otherwise, knees out wide, big toes together. And then we just take that child's pose. This could be too much on the shoulders. When your shoulders lift above your head, it can be quite a bit. So just keeping that in mind. All right. Coming back up out of your child's pose. Nice work there. We're going to go into a bit of a side lying series here. So really working that lateral flexion, working the legs a little bit. So we're going to start with your right leg on top. The ball is going to go right at your side here. So it is more of a supported version, but it really promotes that lateral flexion, which as I said earlier, I really like it. I can never stop talking about it. So I'm going to be up on my forearm like this, but you're more than welcome to lay all the way down, or you can be propped up this way. I'm going to say let's try forearm for this. It might be a little challenging on the shoulder, but let's give it a go. Your feet are going to be boop, just kind of at a diagonal, so you can see your toes there. Almost kind of like a banana shape a little bit. The front hand here, so right leg, right hand, is going to be like spider web fingers in front. Try not to grab like crazy, but it's just there as like a support, basically. So we're going to lift that right leg up about midline, lower it down. So we're going to start simple, get more complicated as per usual. Belly is pulled in. And this ball is nice because it helps you create that space in your waist. A lot of times we'll say we want a mouse house created under your side. That never really resonated with me. I usually tell you to squish one side and lift the other, but this really gets you feeling what we're talking about. Good, let's hold that leg up there. We're gonna circle forward for 8, 7, and 6. 5, reach through the toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way for 8. Think about length, like someone's trying to pull your leg that way. 4, good. 3, 2, 1. Little pulses. 8, yep. 7, 6, such a beautiful leg exercise. 4, and it looks so good. 2, 1, and release. Very nice. Anytime you need a break, maybe you want to get off the shoulder, that's fine. Lay down if you need to, take a break. We want you to feel good in these exercises. Our next exercise is a little bit of a front back kick. Gonna start off no arms, and then we're gonna add the arms. So we're gonna start it kind of in like a little choppy, so it's gonna be 1, 2 with the flex, 1, 2 with the point, 1, 2 with the flex, 1, 2 with the point, 1, 2 with the flex, 1, 2 with the point, 1, 2 with the flex, 1, 2 with the point. 4 more. There we go. So it's kind of like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. We've got 2 more. Stay lifted. 1 more and 1, 2. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to add an arm. If the arm makes this super confusing, you don't have to do the arm, but this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to be choppy this time. You're going to reach back and forward, reach out to the side and come forward. I'm just going to keep my toe pointed the whole time, I think, for this. You could flex if you want, but I'll just keep the point to make it a little easier on our lives. Come forward, and you're going to reach in opposite directions. Good. Good. Think about like you're taking that picture, just that nice, beautiful, kind of like dancer-esque look. A lot of Pilates and dance stuff, they kind of coincide. We get to pretend we were dancers if you weren't a dancer. I can pretend I'm still a dancer. Reach and back. We've got 2 more. Reach. Such a good exercise for that hip mobility too. And then reach. Hold it back here. Lift. 8. Yep. 7, 6. You'll lean forward a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back to center, release it down. 1 more exercise before we switch. Your hand's gonna come behind your head. We're gonna bring that right toe just right on the knee there. We're gonna come down and lift. It's very clamshell-esque if you've done those clams. Down and lift. Lower leg is still, we've got 4 more. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. Really push that leg back and lift. 1 and lift. You're going to do kind of like a swoop and in, swoop and in. Good. Swoop and in, swoop and in. 4 more. Swoop. Really go for it. Indirectly work those abs. And 2. Last one. Nice. Shake it out. Release. Let's take just a nice little lateral flexion here. Reach over. Really get that nice stretch in the right side. So squishing the left side a little bit. Good. And then we're going to come up to a neutral position. And before we switch sides, let's do a little bit of a figure 4 stretch for that side we just worked. So with the right side. So the right ankle on top of the left thigh, maybe leaning back. So the palms are facing, the fingers are facing you, and you'll flex the foot, get a little bit of a figure 4 stretch. So the taller you sit up, the closer you try to get your chest to your legs, that's going to stretch quite a bit more. You can do this laying down too. I just want you to stretch out right in there. This stretch hits exactly pretty much where you work during that sideline series. Great. All right, let's switch sides. So we're just going to switch sides here. So I'm just simply going to switch my legs around. The ball goes underneath that right waistline here. So it's very supported. So it's probably like my shoulder wasn't bothered at all during that. Normally, if I take this position, I put so much weight into my shoulder that I have to fix it. But we're really promoting that mouse house thing we always talk about. This is what we're talking about, trying to feel that lift in your waistline. We're going to move the feet just slightly in front so you can see the toes. Nice, beautiful side line. It's just beautiful body line, just so flattering for everyone, especially women. We love those long, lean look. That's what we're going for here. All right, so that left hand, it's in front for support. Remember, you're not grabbing anything. Try not to grab because it's going to take the work out of where we want it. You're nice and propped up and in alignment and ready to go. We're going to lift and lower. So only lift to midline. It's gonna work the muscles a little different here than if we were to lift all the way up. So it's not about height here and lift. I like to do it too, sadly. We've got 3 more. 2 more, it's all about the control. Reach that way. 1 more. Hold it up, circle forward for 8, 7. Keep the toe pointed if you can. You get used to it over time. 4, 3, 2, 1. We go back for 8. Good. 7, 6, 5. So long. 4, 3, 2, 1. We pulse for 8. Little pulses. 7, 6. Keep reaching through the left big toe. 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Nice. Getting into that kind of choppy one. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 1, 2. So we flex. 1, 2. Go back for 1. Stay lifted. 1. I hope I'm being a good example. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Oops, I messed up my foot there. And then back. 1, 2. 4 more. So forward, 2, and back. 2. Keep the bottom leg as quiet as you can. 2 more. Forward, 2. Belly in. 2. Last one. Forward, 2. Back. 2. Good. Getting ready to add that arm. So we're going to reach forward and back, and then out to the side and forward. I'm just keeping my toe pointed just for simplicity's sake for this one. I don't want to confuse you too much. And then reach. Keep lifted through the right shoulder. And reach. And back. If you want to follow the hand with your gaze. And back. We've got 3 more. So 3 and back. Keep that belly tight. 2 and back. Last one. So graceful. Back and forward. Hold it back there. We're going to lift for 8. Leg and arm. 7. Reach in opposite directions. 5, 4. So pretty. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Release it down for just a moment. Left toe is going to kind of hang out just right on top of that right knee. Real soft. We're going to come forward. Oop, left hand behind and back. There we go. Just so it gets out of the way is why I do it that way. It could be here if you need the support. Down. Keep lifting out of the ball. So try not to hardcore press into it. 5. That's probably off, but we're doing it. Good, we're committed. 7, 8. Now we've got 8 swoops. So we come forward. 8 and 7. Good. 6. Lifting up. 5. Lift off the ball. 4 and 3. Nice. 2. Last one, and release. Excellent. We're going to take that stretch to lengthen the right arm. Left arm comes up. Just feel that nice kind of banana shape looking thing. Melting into the ball, coming up. And we'll do that figure 4 on the other side. So realizing the ball is such a great prop. It's one of my favorite props other than our magic circle, if you know about that. So I got that left ankle on the thigh. I was thinking about maybe doing one of those videos. It's just I know not everyone has one of those magic circles. Good. Nice. Whew. It's a good stretch for sure. And you'll feel it a little differently probably on different sides. Excellent. Good job with that. All right. So coming out of that, we're actually going to do a little bit more glute work. We're going to come down onto our backs. And we're going to do some bridging with the ball. So coming down onto the back, nice and slow. Take your time. No rush here. We're going to place the ball between your knees, or it's almost like below the knees slightly, kind of by the thigh, kind of by the knee, like right in the middle there. We're going to bring the heels in toward the glutes pretty close. And we're going to bring our arms down at the sides. So we're going to start with a pelvic curl. So we're going to go pretty slow here to start. So we're going to inhale to lift. Exhale, press the back down. You're going to slowly lift those hips up 1 vertebrae at a time, getting up to about the mid-back, and then slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae, getting wider as you go down. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to inhale. I do a little arch in my back to kind of lead it, and then exhale, press the back down, start to articulate up through the spine, and you've got a little squeeze on that ball, so don't forget about it. You won't in a second. We're just, once again, we're starting off simple. We always do that to you. Take it all the way down and then inhale to come back. So we're not going to articulate. We're just going to lift the hips from now on, and that's going to make it a lot more of a booty work, but I still wanted to get a little spine articulation in. So this is going to be the movement. We're going to lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower. So you lift, squeeze the ball, and lower. Lift, squeeze the ball, and lower. Lift, we squeeze and lower. 4 more, lift, squeeze, lower, and lift, squeeze, lower, and lift. Inner thighs, lower. Last one, lift, squeeze and hold. We squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the squeeze and lower down slow. Hold the squeeze, and release. Good job. The ball is going to go underneath your right foot. So I have to kind of sit up to make that happen. So do what you got to do. Your ball is literally on top of the foot, kind of like if you were going to step on it. This is going to be extremely unstable, so just keep that in mind. And you're going to notice your right knee's up a little higher, that's fine. So the deal is, it is going to be unstable, and your hamstring is going to work a lot harder here. So do your best. We're only going to do 4, and then I'm going to add on a little bit to it. So we got the arms down, and we're going to make these 4 really, really good ones. So press your right foot into the ball, and we're going to lift. Feel that hamstring just grip and lower. And you're not going to go like excruciatingly high. Lift and lower. Just keep pressing down into the ball as you do it because you want to really work that right leg. Lift and lower. Good. We got one more here. And no articulation. We're just lifting. Lift and lower. So we're going to lift and hold. You're going to lift and hold up. The ball is going to come to the back of the heel and then back to the foot. Back of the heel, back to the foot. Like, I think I'm going in a weird, no, I'm going in the right direction. There we go, good. There, good. So we're going to do 4 more. So we got 4, stay lifted through the left glute. Maybe bring the left heel in a little closer. And 2, good. Hold out 1, we're going to lower and lift. Press into the ball when you lift. Lift, lower, lift, last one, lower, lift and hold. Just feel that nice hip extension here. A lot of us need that. And then we'll bring the ball back and we lower back down slow. Good, let's switch sides. So this time I might be able to do it without looking. So you get your feet kind of set up. My mistake I made was I didn't have my heel close enough into my glute that time on the right, and so I felt kind of off. So make sure your right heel's in pretty close to the glute, and you can always adjust as you get going. So once again, your knees are gonna be a little uneven. It's gonna be unstable. We're gonna lift. Ooh, this one's way more unstable. And lower. It's probably because I'm in a better position. Lift. So feel the left hamstring gripping and trying to stabilize on that ball. And lower. You can also do this on a yoga block. It's a little more stable, and it'll really target that left glute. Lift. And lower. Last one here. Really press into it. Lift and lower. We're going to go ahead and lift and hold up there. And we're going to extend and bend. So when you extend, the ball comes like to the ankle, and then it bends in. Extend and bend. Keep lifted. Extend and bend. 4 more. We got 4. So you should feel it in the right glute. 3 and in. This is just kind of get you that hip extension in the left. And 1. Coming in. Hold it long. Press down. You're going to lower. You're going to press the heel into the ball and lift. Beautiful hip extension. Lower. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and hold. Just really get that extension in the left hip. And lower down. Bring the ball back in. And release. Bring the ball back to you. Bring the legs side to side once again. Just kind of loosen out a little bit. Good. So we're getting close to the end here. We have one more exercise we're going to do, and it's going to essentially be a teaser, but we're going to build up into it a little bit. We're going to do a bit of an ab warm-up for that, and it's one of my favorite things to do with this ball. So just like we had it in the middle of the chest, you're going to put it underneath your mid-back, so right between the shoulder blades, give or take, and you'll know it's in a good spot because you want to be able to like go over it into extension a little bit. So your feet are going to be hip-width apart, pretty close here to the glutes. And we're just going to do a little bit of crunches here. So we're going to crunch over the ball. The gaze can be up, and then we're going to crunch up and gaze down. So it's definitely a supported crunch here. So exhale to come up. It's similar to doing crunches on a Bosu ball, but it should feel pretty good to really open up that chest and give us that nice thoracic extension. So that's your middle of your spine. And a lot of us really need more extension there because we get a lot of flexion in it from sitting, say, at a desk or something like that, or in the car. So let's do 3 more. And you know we're gonna have to hold it on 1, so get ready for that. 2, you're gonna hold it on 1, and we're gonna do a little rotation. So we're gonna rotate and lift the leg. You don't have to lift the leg, rotate and lift. So think about using the low abs to pull the leg in. Lift. Good, we got 2 more each side, so 2 and 2, last one. 1 and 1. Stay up and you're gonna kind of circle. Circle, abs in. 3 and 4. Other way, circle. Try to keep the pelvis pretty quiet there. I didn't do that good of a job at first. 3 and 4. Release and just take that nice stretch over the ball. Maybe massage it out a little bit. Like I said before, explore the movement. Open the legs up. Breathe into it. Maybe take a little quick butterfly pose. Just hang out because it's about to get real for our last move. So we're going to be doing our teaser, but using the ball. So we're coming up here. Take your time. Oh, that feels so good. I love doing that. And you can just do that, watch TV. It's just so nice. We're opening up back here in that thoracic spine. There we go. Okay, so our last move is going to be, like I said, a teaser. I'm going to show you a modified version that you can stick with the whole time, and then we'll amp it up for the last few reps. So the ball, you're going to actually be holding the ball. So the ball you're going to have in your hands. We're going to roll back down. I just gave us a little extra work there. And you're going to extend the arms back behind you. You could also start here, and that'll be less challenging because you don't have as far to go. So I'm going to do like a full deadlift version, which is definitely more advanced. So another way you could do it, instead of going in a full deadlift, is to come maybe up this way. I don't know why I didn't lift up, but there you go. Versus what we're about to do, which is your full, more traditional teaser. So I'm going to do the first few modified, and then we'll do a couple advanced. We're not going to do a ton of these. We're going to do 6 because they're pretty hard. So let's do 3 modified, 3 advanced. If you do them all advanced, great. It's going to be straight legs if you didn't guess it. So to start, you're going to try not to use a ton of momentum, but you're probably going to use a little. Tuck the chin, and we're going to hit our teaser, and the ball just kind of reaches, and then you're going to tuck the chin to come down. You're going to inhale, exhale, lift into that modified teaser. Lower, we inhale, exhale to come up. So remembering that you can stick here for the last 3. Otherwise, we're going to inhale and then exhale, kind of roll up the leg, try to hit that teaser. Whoa, and back is much harder. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Last one. Inhale, and then exhale to come up. See if you can hold it for a second. Take a little picture, yay, and then come all the way down. Great work, and let's bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, rock up to seated position, and let's stretch it out a little bit. So we're gonna do our little mermaid stretch. Let's get the right leg in front, left leg back, but we'll just have the ball as a little assistant. It is the fit ball workout or Pilates ball workout. So I've got my zigzag legs here. You can always do a cross-legged if that's more comfortable. So I got the ball on my right hand. Actually, I'm more of the, so let's do like palm, and then you're gonna reach up and over, and the ball will kind of go over with you, and then the other way. So I like turning the palm to go with me with this, but you totally don't have to do it that way. Let's do a couple more. Reach, and come back. Last one. Reach, and come back, and let's just ignore the ball for a second. Do a little bit of a counter stretch here. So I like to bend my top elbow, take the right hand to the back of my skull, and rotate open. So really rotate those right ribs up toward the ceiling, take the right elbow back, and just get a really nice opening here if that feels okay. It might be too much, so just remember that. And release, and let's switch sides. So switching the legs, left leg back, or right leg back, left leg in front. Get the ball here on the palm, we reach over, and then we come up. So actually, you do get a little bit of a instability challenge here with this stretch. So it's kind of an active recovery, which we always love as teachers, because we want you to be working. Reach, and then come up. Last one, up and over, and then come up. Ignore the ball, counter stretch. Left hand maybe behind the head, and just rotate back behind you. So rotate open. Just get that nice opening here. Breathe, of course. Don't hold your breath here. Good. Nice. Back to center. Let's go ahead, and the ball is actually done now. So we'll just say goodbye to that guy. We're going to bring the legs out in front of you. Bring the flesh away from the sit bones. We're gonna shake it out a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and point those toes, bring the arms up and fold over the legs, giving yourself a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. And let's go ahead and if you get the feet, try to maybe pedal out your feet. So like flex them and point them with your hands. Just kind of pedal it out. A little dynamic stretch. You can hold a little longer if you want. Just explore your movement. Do what feels good for your body. Stretching is so individual. We all are not going to get the same experience with stretching. So really just do what feels good for you. And I do want to stretch out our inner thighs a little bit. So let's do a bit of a butterfly stretch. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together, bring those heels in toward the glutes and start to come over, lean over. Try to keep a long spine here if you can, collarbones wide. I like to grab my ankles and gently pull myself forward personally, but totally up to you. Gaze is down here just to get that neck and spine all in alignment. Feel the inner thighs stretching here. Good. Give me a couple more breaths here. Really stretching it out. Good. All right, coming out of that, we're gonna go ahead and let's bring those legs in and just give yourself a little bit of a hug. Go ahead and round the spine. Just rock side to side here. And we're gonna get you in a nice cross-legged position here. So let's go ahead and sit in a cross-legged position. And let's do one more side bend, just side to side, just kind of make it loose, make it feel good. And we're gonna do that interlace at the sacrum again. So we're gonna interlace those hands at the sacrum. We're gonna pull down, lift up, gaze up maybe. And to unravel, it's gonna be nice and slow. Gaze comes to neutral, unclasp, back of the palms together around the spine. And we're gonna lift the hands up. So let's do that again. Bring your hands back, interlace, pull back and open the chest. That's your inhale. And then exhale, round and reach forward. Inhale to lift. Let's do two more. That should feel really good. So we're gonna reach back, inhale, open, exhale, round. Inhale, open, exhale, relax. Last one, bring it back, inhale. Nice open chest here. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands down, and you are all set and done with that fit ball workout using that Pilates ball. A full body, I hope you enjoyed and got some good out of it. Can't wait to see you next time. Take care. Have a great day.